A rabbi taught me an ancestral practice to neutralize those who wished me harm, to protect myself from the shadows I carried without knowing where they came from, and to cut at the root all envy, blockage, or attack that was affecting my life without my being able to explain it in words. If you feel that there are people working against you, that something invisible is holding you back, or that you are carrying an energy that does not belong to you, write in the comments. I cut all ties with my enemies and I reclaim my peace. This phrase is a decree, a declaration that you will no longer allow anyone else to interfere in your path. Years ago, I lived in a state of permanent alert. I couldn't explain it clearly, but I felt that something was wrong. There were days when everything became complicated for no apparent reason. Projects that fell apart at the last moment. Relationships that suddenly grew cold. Opportunities that vanished just before being finalized. And worst of all, I couldn't point the finger at anyone. There was no visible culprit, only a constant feeling that someone somewhere was wishing for my failure. I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was paranoia, that I was exaggerating, that maybe I was just going through a bad streak. But the bad streak didn't end. It stretched on, it deepened, and every time it seemed like things were getting better, something collapsed again. It was as if an invisible force was sabotaging every step I took. It was at that moment, when I no longer knew what else to do, that I met an older man, a rabbi from a small community whom I met almost by accident. I didn't go looking for him. Life simply put us in the same place at the exact right moment. We talked. I told him what was happening to me, and he, with a calm that only comes from having seen many lives crossed by the same kind of shadow, told me something I will never forget. You are not crazy. What you feel is real. There are people who can affect you without touching you, without speaking to you, just with what they think about you. But there are also ways to cut that off. Ancient ways. Ways that work. He spoke to me about vinegar. He explained that for centuries in different traditions, vinegar had been used as an element of cutting, of dissolution, of separation between what belongs to you and what others have placed upon you. It was not magic. It was not superstition. It was a profound symbolic act, a gesture that tells the universe, your own consciousness, and the invisible forces around you that you are no longer willing to carry what is not yours. Vinegar dissolves. Vinegar cuts. Vinegar transforms what it touches. And when you use it with intention, when you combine it with other simple elements that amplify its power, you create a tool of protection so effective that it can completely change your reality in a matter of days. That rabbi taught me a precise method, a ritual that he himself had learned from his teachers and that I practiced that very night. I didn't wait. I didn't leave it for later. I knew that if something resonated so deeply within me, it was because I was ready to act. And I did. I followed each step exactly as he explained it to me. What happened in the days that followed is something I cannot fully explain, but I can describe it. My life began to fall into order. The people who were affecting me began to move away without me having to confront them. The blockages dissolved, peace returned, and for the first time in a long while, I could breathe without feeling that invisible weight on my chest. Since then, I have shared this method with many people, and all of them, absolutely all who have done it seriously with respect and clear intention, have reported profound changes. Because this ritual does not act on the superficial plane. It acts on the plane of intentions, energies, and the invisible bonds that connect us to others, even when we do not want to be connected. And today, I am going to teach you exactly what that rabbi taught me. I am going to share with you every detail, every step, every word. Because I believe that if you have come this far, it is because you are ready. Because something within you knows that you need this, and because you deserve to live without carrying the darkness that others try to place upon you. This ritual is called the Vinegar Ritual to defeat enemies. And although its name may sound harsh, its purpose is simple: to neutralize those who wish you harm, to cut the energetic ties that drain you, and to give you back control over your own life. This is not about attacking anyone. It is not about revenge. It is about defense, protection, about telling the universe that you choose peace and that everything that does not vibrate at that frequency must move away from you. But before we begin, you need to understand something fundamental. This ritual works because you decide that it works. It is not the vinegar that has power on its own. It is you, your intention, your clarity, your decision to allow no more interference. The elements you will use are symbols, tools, but the true engine of all this is you. Now, this ritual requires 5 basic elements. 5 things you probably already have in your home. You do not need to go anywhere special. You do not need to spend money. You do not need rare or complicated objects. Everything you need is within reach of your hand, and that is no coincidence. The most powerful rituals are always the simplest, because their strength does not come from the outside. It comes from within. The first element is a glass jar with a lid. It can be any size, although ideally it should be medium-sized, something that fits comfortably in your hand. It could be a jam jar, a coffee jar, a preserved food jar, anything. What matters is that it is glass, not plastic. Glass does not absorb energy. Glass contains, glass seals. And in this ritual, what you are going to do is enclose within that jar everything that is affecting you. Everything you need to neutralize. That jar will be your spiritual isolation capsule. Once you close the lid, whatever is inside will be trapped, unable to continue harming you. The second element is vinegar. Any type of vinegar will work. White, apple cider, wine, rice, whatever you have. The brand doesn't matter. The price does not matter. What matters is that it is vinegar, because vinegar has an ancestral property recognized for centuries in many cultures. It cuts, dissolves, separates. Its acidity does not act only on the physical plane. It also acts on the symbolic plane. When you submerge something in vinegar, that something begins to decompose, to break down, to lose its form. And that is exactly what we want to happen to the negative energies that are affecting you. We want them to dissolve, to lose power, to disintegrate until they disappear. The third element is salt. 2 large heaping tablespoons. You can use coarse salt, fine salt, sea salt, table salt, whatever you have available. Salt has been used since ancient times as an element of purification and protection. It is said that salt dries out darkness, absorbs negativity, and creates natural barriers against anything that tries to penetrate your energetic field. In this ritual, salt will not only cleanse, it will also block. It will form an invisible wall that will prevent those energies from returning to you, because it is not enough to cut. You must also protect, and salt is your protection. The fourth element is black pepper. 1 tablespoon, either ground or whole. Black pepper has a very specific function in this work. It returns. It functions as an energetic mirror. Everything that has been sent to you with ill intent, every poisoned word, every dark thought, every envy, every desire to see you fall, will be returned to its source. Not from hatred, not from revenge, but from balance, from the natural law that what one gives, one receives. The pepper takes care of that, of closing the cycle, of returning what never should have reached you. And the fifth and final element is a completely clean sheet of white paper. No lines, no drawings, no stains, and a pen or marker with black ink. Not blue, not red, not pencil. Only black, because black on the symbolic plane seals. It is the color of what is final, of what cannot be erased, of what remains marked forever. And what you are going to write on that paper will be a final declaration, a closure, a goodbye. These are the 5 elements, 5 symbols of power. A jar that contains, vinegar that dissolves, salt that protects, pepper that returns, and black ink that seals. Together they create a tool of protection so effective that it can transform your reality in just 3 days. Now, before beginning the preparation of the ritual, I want to clarify something important. You do not need to wait for a specific day. You do not need to wait for a full moon or a new moon, or for a Tuesday or a Saturday. You can do this ritual any day at any time. Why? Because the true engine of this work is not the calendar. It is you, your intention, your decision, your clarity. If you feel you need it today, do it today. Do not postpone your peace. Do not give more time to what is draining you. Your protection begins when you decide it begins. That said, if you want to further enhance the energy of the ritual, you can do it on a Tuesday or a Saturday. In many ancient traditions, these days are associated with cutting dense energies and spiritual protection. But again, it is not mandatory. What matters is your inner state. If you are ready, if you feel the call, if you know you need this, then the moment is now. Find a quiet place in your home. You do not need an altar. You do not need candles. You do not need music. You only need a space where you can be alone with yourself in silence, without interruptions. Turn off your phone. Turn off the television. Close the door if necessary. This moment is yours alone. It is a sacred moment, not because gods are watching you, but because you are looking at yourself. Because you are making a conscious decision to protect yourself. And that deserves respect. Take the white paper and the black pen. This is one of the most important moments of the ritual, because what you are about to do is not simply write. It is to release. It is to take out of yourself everything you have been carrying in silence, everything that has been weighing you down, everything that has been holding you back. If you know who your enemies are, or if you can name them, write them down one by one, first and last name. It does not matter if there are 10, 5, or just 1. Write them all. And as you do not do it mechanically. Pause at each name. Visualize that person. Remember what they have done to you. Remember how you have felt because of them. Remember the times you have felt their heavy energy upon you. Let that emotion flow. Do not repress it. If you feel anger, that is fine. If you feel sadness, that is fine. If you feel helplessness, that is fine. All of that you feel is fuel. It is the energy you are about to transform, because what you are going to do now is turn that point into power. But if you do not know who they are, if you only feel that there is something dark around you, if you sense that people are talking behind your back, that there are looks filled with envy, that something is affecting you but you cannot put a face or a name to it, then write this: visible and invisible enemies. Those 4 words cover everything. They encompass every shadow, every hidden presence, every malicious intention directed toward you, no matter where it comes from. With that phrase, you trap them all. No one escapes. Once you have finished writing, look at that paper, read it, feel the weight of what is written there. And now prepare for the next step, because what comes next is a gesture of pure power. Take the paper in your dominant hand and hold it in front of you. Look at it one last time, and now, with all the force of your intention, crumple it. Do not do it gently. Do it decisively. Crush it. Squeeze it with all your strength. This gesture is more important than it seems, because you are not just crumpling paper. You are breaking the power of those names. You are reducing their influence. You are telling them, without words, that they no longer have control over you, that they no longer scare you, that they no longer affect you. You may feel something moving inside you at this moment. Your eyes may fill with tears. You may feel a lump in your throat. You may feel anger. Let it out. Do not repress it. This is not just a spiritual ritual. It is also an act of emotional release. You are letting go of a burden you may have carried for years, and that hurts. But it is a healing pain, a closing pain, a liberating pain. When the paper is completely crumpled, when you feel you have taken away all its original form, place it inside the glass jar. Push it down to the bottom. Make sure it is locked in there with no way out. That paper, with all those names, with all the energy it represented, is now contained. It is no longer loose in your life. It is no longer affecting you. It is trapped. Now comes the activation. Now is when the elements go into action. Take the vinegar and slowly pour it into the jar until the paper is completely covered. As you do this, visualize that vinegar as a spiritual acid that begins to dissolve every negative word, every ill intention, every dark thought that was ever directed at you. Watch as the liquid covers the paper. Imagine how everything that has been affecting you begins to break down, to lose strength, to weaken. Now take the salt, 2 large tablespoons, and pour them into the jar. You will see how they sink into the vinegar, how they mix with the liquid. As you do this, say out loud or silently if you prefer, "With this salt, I block them. With this salt, I push them away. With this salt, I neutralize them." Feel how you are raising a wall around yourself, an invisible but impenetrable barrier. No dense energy can cross it. No toxic thought can reach you. You are protected. Now the black pepper, 1 tablespoon, sprinkle it over the contents of the jar. As you do, say, "May every harm that was sent to me return to the one who sent it. May every shadow return to its owner." Black pepper is your mirror, your justice, the balance being restored. You're not attacking anyone. You are simply returning what never should have been yours. Now close the jar. Tighten the lid firmly. Make sure it is well sealed. This simple gesture is deeply symbolic. It means that your enemies are contained, that their negative energy is no longer loose, that it is locked away, controlled, with no access to you. You are taking control of your energetic space, and you are doing it with full clarity, with the absolute awareness that your peace is non-negotiable. Now take the jar with both hands and hold it in front of you. Feel its weight, Observe what it contains. And now shake it, but not gently. Shake it with force, with determination. Shake it as if you were awakening its power, as if each movement were an order, as if you were mixing inside that jar everything you no longer wish to carry. And while you shake it, recite this declaration 3 times. No more, no less. The number 3 has a special power. It represents closure, balance, transformation. Focus. Take a deep breath and recite with all your faith. May those who lie to me envy me or wish me harm move away from me. If their shadow comes near me, may it lose itself elsewhere. With this, I protect myself. Nothing dark can harm me. The first time you say it, do so clearly. Feel each word coming from the center of your chest. As you say it, visualize the energy that has been affecting you beginning to weaken, as if an invisible force were pushing back those people who once wished you harm. Shake the jar with more intensity. This is your moment. Your body knows it. Your soul knows it. The second time, say the declaration with more strength. If you can, say it out loud. If not, say it with intention in your mind. Feel how that protection wraps around you, as if an invisible layer made of light, clarity, and firmness were forming around you. And now the third and final time. This is the closure. This is the final decree. Say the declaration as if you were sealing a door, as if you were marking a definitive boundary. Let your voice speak for you. Let your energy support it. Let the universe hear it. Stop. Hold the jar for a few more seconds. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Feel it. You may notice a sensation of lightness, a calm that begins to expand, as if something invisible had broken, and at the same time, something new had been activated. It is done. This ritual is already working. The energy has been moved. The work has begun. Now find a dark, secluded place to store that jar. It must be somewhere with no direct light, no constant movement, and where no one else can touch it, move it, or even see it. It can be a closed closet, a deep drawer, a sealed box, the back of your pantry, a suitcase you do not use, the most hidden corner of your room. What matters is that it is intimate, invisible, and protected. This jar is no longer an ordinary object. It is now an energetic container. Inside it, a spiritual process is taking place, one you cannot see but you can feel, and that process needs peace. If someone else touches it, if you take it out too soon, if you break the silence around it, you could interfere with the entire process. That is why, once you put it away, do not move it, do not look at it, do not shake it, do not talk about it. Let it be. How long should it stay stored? Exactly 3 full days. No more, no less. 3 days is the perfect time for the combination of vinegar, salt, and pepper to act on the paper and, by extension, on the energy it represents. Count carefully. Do not skip a day. During those 3 days, the jar works in silence. What is inside begins to transform. The vinegar decomposes the paper. The salt absorbs the charge. The pepper repels everything that does not belong to you. Little by little, everything you trap there weakens, loses force, dissolves. And you, meanwhile, will begin to feel it. It may be an inner peace that suddenly appears, a problem that seemed stuck and begins to resolve. People who affected you without reason drifting away on their own. Conflicts fading without explanation. Someone who had been harming you simply disappearing from your life. You do not need to do anything else. What you did is already doing its work. Remember, During these 3 days, the energy does not need your intervention. It needs your trust. Trust what you did, because the true power is not only in the vinegar, the salt, or the pepper. The power is in you, in the fact that you dared to act, to protect yourself, to say, "This no longer enters my life." When the 3 days are complete, go to the place where you stored the jar. Take it out with respect, not fear, not haste. This is the moment to say goodbye to everything it symbolizes. You may look at it for a few seconds. You may notice that the contents have changed. The vinegar may be darker. The paper may be almost dissolved. That is normal. These are signs that the ritual has worked. Matter has transformed, and with it, so has the energy. Now go to the bathroom. Open the jar and pour all its contents into the toilet. The vinegar, the salt, the pepper, the remains of the paper, everything. Leave nothing inside the jar. And as you do this, repeat these words silently or out loud. Just as this water goes away, everything that harmed me leaves my life. Just as the water carries it away, my enemies, their words, their shadows, their intentions move away from me. As it flows, so I am freed. It no longer belongs to me. It no longer has power over me. Watch everything disappear. Observe calmly. That simple, everyday gesture is in reality a profound act of liberation. It is the energetic closure of a cycle you chose to cut. You captured what harmed you. You contained it. You deactivated it. And now you are releasing it. Flush the toilet. Feel how, with that sound, you also drag away everything that no longer goes with you. That water does not only carry matter, it carries memories, burdens, emotions, interferences. Let it go. Once the jar is empty, you can wash it thoroughly with soap and water and reuse it for anything else. There is no negative energy left in it. It has fulfilled its purpose. Or if you prefer, you can throw it away or recycle it. That choice is personal. Neither option is better than the other. What matters is that you understand that the jar holds no residual power. What it contained is gone, and with this, the ritual is complete. Your enemies, visible and invisible, conscious or silent, have been neutralized. Their ill intentions, their dark thoughts, their poisoned energies can no longer reach you. You have done deep symbolic and energetic work, and now a new stage begins. You may not notice drastic changes immediately, or you may. Some people feel the difference from the very first day. Others perceive it as a calm that settles in gradually. But everyone agrees on one thing. Something is released. Something is reordered. Something is healed. Because when you decide to protect yourself, the universe responds. And you did it, not with fear, but with awareness, with power, with intention. Now, there are a few things you must remember to keep this work firm, stable, and lasting. First, keep your energy high. When you vibrate high, when you feel at peace, focused, grateful, aware, negative energies cannot reach you with the same force. Do things that make you feel good. Listen to uplifting music. Surround yourself with people who respect you. Spend time on what you love. Everything that nourishes you protects you. Everything that poisons you weakens you. Second, do not talk about the ritual. This work is yours, intimate and private. It does not need to be shared, explained, or validated by anyone. Silence is also a form of protection. Third, repeat it if needed. This ritual has no expiration date. If in a few months you feel that certain people are interfering in your life again, or if new energies appear trying to destabilize you, you can repeat the process. In fact, Many people do it once a month as a form of energetic cleansing. And fourth, be grateful when you see things improve. When you notice that your environment is calmer, that you breathe more easily, give thanks. Thank the universe. Thank life. Thank yourself. Gratitude amplifies everything good. Before finishing, I want to ask you something. If this ritual resonated with you, if you felt it was what you needed, come back to the comments after you complete it. Tell me what changes you noticed. Not for me, but for you. Because sharing your experience may help someone else. It may be the sign another person needs. And if you are not yet subscribed, do so now. Every week I share ancestral methods, teachings, and practices that are helping thousands of people regain control of their lives. You are not alone here. We walk with you. Your enemies are defeated. Your peace has returned. And now your new cycle begins.